Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and we have some Trials of Reckoning news for War of the Visions, along with a couple of new secondary mastery units. We're also going to briefly talk about Tetra Sylphid again, so let's go ahead and dig in. So probably the biggest news this week is that we are going to be getting Trials of Reckoning for Final Fantasy 13. And I do love also the fact that 3 stars is returning. Previously, we did have Ribbon return, but now that we're getting both of them, I am going to get a second copy of 3 stars for myself. And I am just pretty excited to bust this out. Hope Scarf will go over here. I'll just pop it up on WoTV calc real quick. It does have a shield, aim, and vital version. The aim is going to give 14 accuracy. The shield's going to give 15 defense. Most people are probably interested in what it actually does. When you come down here, it is going to give Man-Eater up 10 or Human Killer 10 for self. It says a 200% chance to inflict blind resistance, charm resistance, and stop resistance. I'm not sure if this is like a translation, like it grants that to the character, or what's going on here. A little bit oddly worded. I'm sure someone can clarify in the comments down below. But interestingly enough, it does give dark resistance 10% and missile resistance 10%. So I would say this is a very powerful piece of gear, particularly if you are going up against any type of dark compositions, or potentially, going to be going up against maybe like a missile unit. We do have Lucia coming out in the near future, the Halloween version of her, so you just never know. And missile is especially dominant, particularly Eliza right now. In terms of the bonus units, let's go ahead and take a look at what they have going. It's mostly all the Final Fantasy 13 units, so it's going to be Hope, Lightning, and Snow. This is a little bit different than the JP version because Hope was rated higher than the others. So on our version, we're just going to get the 3 of these. And we also have Ramza, Orlando, Delita, and Agrius. So we're likely going to see probably a combination of these units just thrown together. We have Flagbearer Glaciella. I don't think anybody's really going to go crazy with her. She doesn't really share an element, and I think you're likely just going to go for slash chaining with Lightning, Snow, Ramza, Orlando, and Delita or Agrius. It's just going to be a butcher shop, I think, for this Trials of Reckoning. You do also have Raldor thrown in, Glaciella thrown in, and Ravis as well, because they are getting their new Masteries. The VCs are going to be Shiva's Chosen, Odin's and Alexander's Chosen. Oh my god, I can't talk. Are all XL. And then Blades of Grass and Scions of Hasbeolv. So going to be pretty easy. Dark Tetra, to note here, is a large as well. Also, Igaion is a medium, so going to be very powerful, even if you just want to get more damage with Igaion. Interestingly, Red Chocobo is a small, even though it is one of the new units. So you can look at that. Look at that. Ni no Kuni's popping up even in a WoTV video. If you take a look at everything else coming out, we do have Dark Tetra Sylphid, which I'm not particularly excited for. It does come with a global exclusive agility up for wind type unit that equips it. It's going to give attack up and area attack resistance up for wind and fire types, as well as unit attack resistance for wind and fire types, and missile attack resistance and Man-Eater up. So I mean, it's not terrible. All right, its party abilities, Man-Eater, and missile attack resistance and unit attack resistance, but the unit attack resistance is not as high as other VCs in the game, and I don't know if we're ever really going to see a fire and wind meta. It's possible with potentially Lucia coming out. She could be fire, she could be dark, we don't know yet, and we do know that there is the fire type Dragon Quest unit coming out in the future, but that's kind of the only other fire unit we know of right now. We do have Winter Shadow Links to consider, but again, I don't see the combination of wind and fire. And I know from my personal experience in my account, I don't have Sodalay currently. My wind composition is not quote unquote meta. So I don't think I need this. I think this is like a kill more VC, and it's not something that I need right this second. I do want to talk about the secondary masteries that are coming out as well this week. So let's go ahead and pop those up. It's going to be Raldor, Raviz, and Glaciella. Now, notoriously, I do remember when Raldor's secondary mastery came out, the JP community, particularly one JP content creator, was really upset that it wasn't very strong, and it might have been his EX and not his secondary mastery. But let's just take a look here. So he's going to be getting an additional 20 defense penetration, 15% missile resistance, 15% pierce resistance, increased fire attack 20 for self when HP is less than or greater than 80% HP, and then increase reaction block rate 40 for self when HP is less than 80%. So overall, I would say pretty powerful buffs. Is it going to make him powerful enough to be used on the regular? Again, it's only going to come in at about 15% pierce resistance, 20% missile resistance. He's still weak to magic. He still has 5% slash resistance. I don't see it happening, but it's definitely going to give him a little bit of a buff. Raviz is a fan favorite unit. A lot of us really enjoy Raviz, particularly just in other content, whether it's going to be ToR or whether it's in like Lightning Select Quest, or even in limited class match battles where you are cost restricted and you are wanting to run her in your composition. She is going to get Berserk resistance 25% for lightning allies, which can be very good. She's going to keep her evasion rate plus 10. She's going to keep her decrease AP consumption 20. And what she kind of gets that's new is HP 20% and single target resistance 10 for self. I would have wished to see a little bit more, but keep in mind a lot of her abilities are going to get revamped here. They did just announce the thief changes on the JP side this last week on Reddit. I was reading about them, and seems like they're going to be pretty good. Glaciella is going to get an upgrade to, it looks like 1 or 2 of her abilities. We'll take a look here. But she originally had attack 20%, slash resistance 10%. She's going to get HP 10% for water allies, water attack 15 for water allies, an additional 20% attack, and she's going to get an additional 20% slash resistance. So she is going to be a chonky slash resistance girl. It does only add up to about 15% because she was originally weak, I believe, to slash resistance. So unless this is not accurately reflecting her secondary mastery, it doesn't look like it's going to do really too much for her. Hopping over here, we are going to take a look at the changes to her abilities, and there were 2 abilities affected here, and we need to find them. Here's one of them. So it's going to go from defense penetration 50, pierce attack 25. So she's going to get an additional AoE resistance 20 for 3 turns at start for self. So that's going to be pretty powerful. And then she's also going to get magic resistance 20% for 3 turns at start for self. So that is just going to be pretty good. There is another version of this ability that is pretty interesting too. It says it's going to grant protect 25% reduced physical damage for 5 turns. I'm not sure why the same ability has 2 listed different upgrades, because the listed upgrades are mentioned, like both upgrades are listed. So I'm wondering if there's going to be something dependent on determining what version of the upgrade we're going to be getting here. You know, it seems like a lot of the units are getting more complex as we are going into War of the Visions, and it seems like these abilities, they're just not getting translated the best because, again, they're changing things up and it's a little bit different. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys are as hyped as I am for probably not this week, maybe next week. I feel like we're going to wreck Trials of Reckoning. At least that's how I feel. I'm still in the process of maxing out some of my units right now, and that is just struggling to get all of that done. But again, if you guys do want to support me, you can use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins, and I'll catch you guys next time.